Well, hello everyone. Greetings from Zurich, Switzerland. I'm sitting here in this apartment that I rented until Sunday. We got here Saturday and we're going to be here until Sunday. My husband is going to the Jung Institute for a summer intensive course. He's interested in Jungian psychology. I'm just tagging along. Not that I'm not interested in Jungian psychology, but it just, that's his thing. He has an analyst and he reads books and everything. And so he just said, I want to do this, and can I do it? And I said, of course you can do it, because, you're paying all the bills, so why would I say no to you? I'm just kidding. I'm happy that he enjoys it. But he keeps thanking me, because he's such a nice guy, and I'm like, I'm not going to turn down a trip to Zurich. It's a very beautiful city, and it's very posh. I'm pretty lucky I found this apartment, because it has everything you need. It's got a nice little kitchen and a bathroom, and it's very clean, and there's parking. And it's only about 2 blocks from Lake Zurich, which is very beautiful. But it is hot here. This apartment does have a portable air conditioner, but it really only cools the main room and the bedroom. There's a fan in there and it helps, but it's a little sticky. It's kind of normal for Switzerland, though. I don't think there's not a lot of I don't think that air conditioning is really recommended here, or a lot of places don't have it for environmental reasons. So anyway, I think I'm probably going to go out and walk around a bit, so they'll have a chance to clean this apartment, and be grateful that I spent, I think it was about $3,500 to rent this place, which is great, because some of the hotel rooms I was looking at, a 7 or 8, I was 8 nights, I think it would have been about $10,000 or close. It's just, Switzerland is very expensive, but it's beautiful, and we don't usually come here that often, but this year this is our 3rd trip to Switzerland. We went to Switzerland in January just for the MLK weekend, to get away and prepare for the Donald Trump. We stayed in Basel 3 nights. Very nice. And then in March, on our way to Italy, we went to Villa Morcote, which is near the Italian border. And this is our 2nd time in Zurich. The last time was in 2021. And we stayed in a hotel that used to be a brewery, and it had a really cool spa. I wouldn't have minded staying there again, except it wasn't very close to downtown Zurich. And this apartment is right by the tram line, so it's easy for Bill to go to his class. And if I decide to get brave and go downtown, I can catch the number 2 and it will take you downtown. So, but I probably won't. A lot of times I just walk, and unfortunately, as I get older, I find that and older and fatter, I guess, it's just harder to walk for miles and miles like I used to. Last week when we were in Vilnius, one day we walked 6 miles, and that was a fair amount of walking, especially for me, but it was not easy. And so, because I have, as you get older, you have all those aches and pains. And in that particular trip, we also had the tower climbing ache, which I'm not dealing with this week. But anyway, we'll see what ends up happening. I have found a nice beer garden that's right by the lake, and I got some pictures from there yesterday, which I will show you. But as the title of this video is, you can't beat the view or the pew, because it turned out that the table we were sitting at was right by a pile of shit. And I'm pretty sure it was dog shit, but I don't know. My guess is that people let their dogs run and they don't clean up after them necessarily. So there it is. I was walking my dogs last week through our village, and Noisy decided to drop a load. And I was like, because I would rather he do that in the yard so I can clean it up easier. I don't have to hold on to him. But anyway, I'm pulling out the bags, and there was this man that I've seen at the wine stands. He was right behind me, and he passed us. And I stopped to pull the bags out, and I turned, and I happened to notice that he was just standing there watching me. Like, are you going to leave that pile there? Of course not. I would not do that. People have enough problems with dog owners without, I'm not going to leave a pile of shit, especially if somebody is standing there. But I just kind of looked at him, and then he sort of walked away. But anyway, you got caught. I don't know. I think there is a problem in our town where people don't always clean up after their dogs. One time I was walking the dogs we used to have before we got Noisy and Charlie, Zane and Aaron. They were beagles, and one of them dropped a load, and I was cleaning it up, and this guy drove up in his truck. It was in the more rural area, and he got out, and I was afraid he was going to yell at me because I was a little bit shell-shocked from our previous German residence, where I had a landlady that yelled at me for everything. And no, he actually came over and was amazed. He had an amazed look on his face, and he said, "Thank you so much for cleaning up." He said this in German. I mean, my German's terrible, but he's like, "Thank you for cleaning up after your dog. Many people come past here and they just let their dogs go, and they just leave it there." And it was right by his wood pile. So I said, okay, I understand. Yeah, I do. Nobody likes to step in that, right? Or sit by it at the beer garden. It was worth it, though. It was worth it. You can't beat the view or the pew, but we did get some nice views, and we did get acquainted with a few very almost tame ducks that are used to being fed, I guess. And saw lots of people, water sports and everything. I wish I was younger and still had the figure I had when I was younger, and maybe I would go out there and try some of those things they were doing, or maybe not. I'm kind of a chicken. Anyway, it's getting later, so I probably better sign off, but just wanted to check in, say hello. Don't know if I will write any parodies while I'm down here, but there probably won't be any music until probably Monday next week, because I'm going to be in Switzerland all week. And I did not bring my guitar with me, and so unless I buy a new one, which I don't think I would do here, it would be hard to make a parody. So that's about all I have to say. Hope you're having a nice time and you're not overheated. See you next video.